Guys, welcome back. It's time for an update. We got an update already on the video that happened a couple of days ago. We got some suspicious stamps. We got some fake stamps going on, and we're going to take a look at some more of that information. We're going to put some more pieces of the puzzle together. If you missed it, the video there, warning, more fake first edition stamps graded and on the market. So we had one confirmed at that point in time, maybe two confirmed at that point in time. It looks like there might be a total of 5 that are questionable, that are all coming from the same place. And we're going to dig in. We're going to see if we can get some more information from the person who had possession of those. We're going to take a look at the person who had possession of those, and we're going to find out what's going on. Reminder, guys, do not message, do not harass, do not come in contact with anyone that is featured in the videos here. We're going to deal with it. We're going to find, if you have information, please do reach out, share it with me, share it with others, share this video with others. It is a very scary thing. We got a lot of money that's being tossed around here, a lot of value in cards, and it looks like we got a lot of fake stamps going on. So we're going to do our best to piece together the puzzle. And here we have it. So we had this bad boy right here, the PSA card, the PSA graded copy. We had this bad boy here, both coming from TODESTORE in the old Italy. And now this is kind of the same thing. We have 2 copies at minimum, 2 copies that I am willing to say that I am fairly, almost certainly positive. It's my opinion. Again, I'm not getting paid for my opinion, like a grading company would be to put your stuff in plastic and tell you that the stamp is real. But I believe that the stamps are not real on these bad boys. This one here, and we'll go through why that is. We'll go through a little bit of a learning lesson, history lesson, because we had a lot of comments. There was a lot of comments going on saying, Rattle, what if they just stamped it in the wrong spot, in the wrong size? And it doesn't, they're very consistent. Sometimes you get a little bit of smudging, sometimes there's a little bit more or less ink, that sort of thing. But these things they're put on there, and my God, are they consistent. Some stuff is not consistent in Pokemon trading cards, but the first edition stamps, if you see anything that is the wrong size, the wrong shape, the wrong anything, it is a cause for concern. This is much easier to do in person. So if I was the grading company, if I was taking a look at this thing, I wouldn't want to spend 30 seconds analyzing it. But if you have this thing under magnification, you can tell the ink is going to have to be spot on. You can make some measurements. We have the handy dandy borders that we'll take a look at. It's there. Trust me when I say that these things are consistent. My God, are they consistent. Now, what do we got here? We got TODESTORE Pokemon, and this individual here, they have a lot of high-end stuff. They deal with a lot of high-end stuff. They should know the difference. Again, I'm not expecting everyone and their dog to know the difference between this stuff, but we'll take a look at, he has handled the real deal in the past. So he should know what he's looking at. He should know when someone like myself or anyone else approaches him with concerns, that those concerns are warranted. And he should be like, oh crap, who scammed me? That's not the reaction we're getting here today. We're getting something different. So I say, hey, can you please send me pictures of your 3 Charizards with questionable stamps? Did you get them all from the same place? I'd like to take a look and advise if there are issues. So there are 5 total. There's the PSA copy, the copy he had on eBay, and then there's 3 more BGS copies that he was kind of sending on the down low, which is, again, that's also a little bit concerning. We'll get into that. And he says, is go to PWCC, sorry. And then it's not an Italian, it's a French cowboy accent. They all get it. It's just so you guys can tell who I am and who they are when I'm reading the messages, just in case you're not looking at your screen. And he says, I thank you for the video that you advertised for me on eBay, and yesterday they bought me several materials, but if you don't delete them soon, I will report you as defamation. So again, it's not defamation. I'm putting the information out there. If you're not willing to work with me on any of this stuff, if you're not willing to help out here, even if you were the one that got scammed, if you weren't the one that was putting the stamps on there. Now, this is not usually how somebody reacts. I have told people that their cards are fake in the past. They were pissed off at first. I ended up helping them get a refund because they purchased them already graded from somebody else. PSA refunded them. They were like, oh, Rattle, you're the best. 360, no scope. All of a sudden, I'm the coolest dude in town. I go from their worst enemy, telling them their shit is fake, to they get their money back and they know better now than to buy the counterfeit stuff. So here we have it. The bootleg, I guess it's more bootleg than counterfeit. It was just stuff that shouldn't have been graded, not official stuff. Now, onto this. This is not usually how somebody reacts. Again, if this is somebody that's a high-end collector, somebody that's an enthusiast of some sort, I would hope that they would take this information and use it in a good way, and not just be pissed off at me for the point that I'm pointing out. Now, if he didn't grade these cards, if he didn't stamp these cards, I mean, whoever he got them from, if we're looking at 5 copies here, you don't just pull five fake stamps out of your butt. You don't get that from 5 different people. So if they all came from somebody else and it wasn't him that scanned, it wasn't him that was stamping them on, you would think that you'd be like, hey, this is the person that sold them to me. Let's get into it. Then you take your anger, take your frustration out on the person that scammed you, if it wasn't you that scammed you, right? Does that make sense to anyone? Makes sense to me. Nothing even close to defamation, but nice try. If you aren't the one fake stamping them, you should be seeking my assistance. And he says, I'm sorry, but I bought the card certified by a grading house. So, and this doesn't really add up because we'll see why it doesn't add up. So they were already authenticated. I just split them and sent them back to the most important houses in the world. And they also certified them. Then you come along saying I sell fake cards and show the conversations and all my social media where you try to ruin my reputation. I'm sorry, but you have the wrong person. Good luck. So if he did, this is going to make it a whole lot harder. Do not crack a card out if you're not sure if it's authentic or not. Make sure you know it's not altered. Make sure anything like that, because trying to get the grading company to pay out on something that you decided to crack and regrade, that's going to be an absolute nightmare. I don't know if this actually happened. I have no idea. We're going to take a look at some images that he provided. We're going to take a look at some concerns. The fact that they were graded once is kind of sad on PSA's behalf. They've already seen this before with the whole Arjun Dillon stuff. If you haven't watched the Arjun Dillon series, I suggest you do. I suggested you did in the last one, so you probably have already. You didn't grade them yourself. If someone sold you the PSA copies graded, you can get your money back. Can you please send me pictures of all the first edition? I got 2 S's in there. I guess I'm a slippery little snake today. Edition-based Charizards you have or acquired in recent times. If it was someone who scammed you, I will do my best to help, but need the relevant information. And he says, but get a laugh. And I say, I'm looking to solve the problem here. And if you weren't the one to cause it, I would appreciate your help. The one you had and sold in 2022 looks good. So we're going to take a look at that today. Again, this is not the actions of somebody that got scammed. Typically, they'd be like, oh shit, what do I do? And be trying to like find out how to get their money back from the person they bought those from. If they were wrong, if they were graded, whatever they were. It doesn't make anything better by kind of like shutting down and not talking to me or anyone else. You should be working with these. You shouldn't be mad at me for pointing it out. You should be mad at the person that scammed you. If you weren't the scammerino in the situation. So we have the cert number here, and I guess he was probably pretty pissed off because PSA did the old deactivation. I guess they agreed with my consensus that this was not a real stamp. It's a shame, and hopefully. I know the Arjun Dillon ones, you can kind of like scrape the first edition stamp off of them because it was a thermal printer. I don't know how these are printed on. It's probably pretty hard to tell or diagnose that without having them in person or without the person that did it confirming that that's what they were doing. So hopefully these aren't ruined Shadowless Charizards because they're all in pretty good shape. That would be sad to see. I don't want to see people destroying cards because they're greedy and they want to make some money. That's the saddest of the sad. I mean, it's their own card. They can destroy it if they want to, but that's some big time fraud territory. 5 near mint or better first edition based Charizards that you're selling that are not first edition based. That's a little frauderino going on there. Whoever stamped those bad boys. Now, the link tree. Thank you guys very much for using the link tree. We got all the links here. We got all the click before you shop in order to support the channel. It's the best way to do so. We cover scams. Sometimes we cover stuff in too much detail and it's long and no one watches it. And well, we have to make that information available. That's the goal of the channel here. So when you guys shop, clicking on these things before you do shop for the stuff that you're going to buy anyway is super duper appreciated. You guys have been absolutely killing it with that. We got the discount codes. Save yourself some money on the stuff that you should be buying anyway, the stuff that you want anyway. If you don't want something yourself and you just need to spend some money, buy something for someone you love and support the channel at the same time. If it's burning a hole in your pocket, you guys have been killing it with the code Rattle5. And thank you for everyone in Europe who's shopping on Card Market or getting your friend in Europe to shop on Card Market for you, getting those regional variants knocked out, all that fun stuff. Hats. I got to mention the hats. We'll mention the hats while the pre-order is available. Basically, sign up. They are glow in the dark. It's the new hat. It's the new rattle hat. Do not buy this if you do not want an expensive hat. It is expensive. The purpose of the hat is this is the hat that I want. And I had so many people on even the initial hat that said, hey, Rattle, I want to buy one. I want one. I want one. Make them available. So my apologies. It's not a $10 dad hat. It's expensive. It's a New Era 5950. It's even more expensive than the last ones because I saw there was an option to add glow in the dark thread. So we're glowing in the dark now. It's the same price as the last one, and as long as I break even on this, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. I'm just happy that people would actually want to wear a hat that says Rattle on it. I think that's pretty cool. That's cool in itself. Now, what do we got here? We got the original Stamperini, and we can give it a zoom in here for those who haven't seen the last one who want a refresher. And the fact that our T is over to the left too far is a big old concern. The fact that our E is a little bit of a limpy dimpy, that's a pretty big concern. We got a weirdness going on with the edge of the one here where it goes down and then it goes right and then it goes down again. And then with the bottom of this border here, that should be lining up where more towards the bottom of the one. So our line coming down from here, from the border here, should go down through the T, through the one. And it also looks like it's a little bit, I mean, the card itself is a little bit slanted. So we got a little bit of weirdness going on. In my opinion, this is a fake stamp. Here we have it. Here's the lines for reference. Give you guys a little bit of a better idea of what's going on here, what I'm talking about. And here is what it should kind of look like on the real deal. We're tilted. I was too lazy to go back and get another photo and or adjust this one so that it would be up and down. But you get the idea here. The bottom of the one should be with this border. The T and the one should be kind of cross-sectioned by this top border. Cool, get it, got it. That's what we're looking at here. That's the issue of the day. And now we have 3 more examples that we got to take a look at. Again, with Mr. TODESTORE not agreeing to cooperate. We got to do what we can do here in order to find information. These are 3 examples that he sent to Valken. Thank you for him being in the Discord and letting me know about the concerning items at hand here. Now, the picture is dog shit. We're just going to start with that. The first one, you can't even see the second one here. And then the third one definitely looks off. So we got a terrible picture and 3 questionable Charizards. Again, these are 3 questionable Charizards, not only because they look off, but we can't really tell. It would be nice if BGS had the pictures on their website. I wasn't able to find good pictures of these 3 cards. I was hoping that the Mr. TODESTORE would be able to do so, but he, as you can tell, is refusing to cooperate. And again, if he bought these from somebody, we need to make sure that that person is stopped. If he did them himself, I don't know. Did you do them yourself? We'll find out. So stay tuned for that. We got some information that is looking a little bit on the damning side. So these are supposedly Mr. Moro TODESTORE is gonna send us these. This one looks not too bad. It looks a little bit too low, I would say. Again, dog shit images, and you get this weird pixelation and crap where it's really hard to tell if there's problems with any of the letters or anything like that. But this one looks the best so far. So supposedly these are the 3 cards. Would love to confirm, would love to get more information, would love to get better pictures. These are supposedly the 3 Charizards that are within those Beckett holders. Same ones. Whether or not he cracked them out, whether or not he submitted those, it seems like he submitted those. Spoiler alert. So we're gonna take a look at why that is. This one here looks like it is too far to the left, and it looks like it's not so bad on the bottom. It still looks a little low, in my opinion. Now this bad boy here, this one's a little faded. This one seems bigger, seems faded. If we draw a line down here, we can see that it is not going through the T like it should. I think this one is fake. Again, we're not sitting there in the BGS office. We don't get to, put a little magnification to that bad boy, make sure the ink is correct, make sure the placement is correct. Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. We just have to eyeball it from the photos here that are not very good. Now, Mr. Toadstore has a little bit of a he likes to show off his cards, and I would imagine you do so when you're a store. You want to show off the goods, you want to get the likes, you want to get the follows, you want to get all of the social interactions going. You want to show off your cool stuff. We got this post here 21 weeks ago on May 20th, 2024. And there's a bunch of Charizards there. Those are a bunch of Charizards that are, in my opinion, because these are Italian, not as cool, not as valuable as the other cards that were shown. Now, the most important thing is that these were shown, these were posted, but the other Beckett ones were not. The 3 Beckett ones that we just took a look at, the ones that they were raw, at some point, they were in those Beckett slabs at some point. They probably are still in those Beckett slabs. But the thing that's the most damning is the fact that we have the cert numbers on these bad boys. This is 00167955 19 is, I guess, the last one here. 17 through 19. And if we go back and take a look at the Beckett bad boys, we're looking at 0016795512. 1-1. So it looks like they were on the same submission. So it was probably him that sent them in at that point in time. Were they in cases before this? I have no flipping clue. But that's something that needs to be discovered. That's something that needs to be found out. And if he's not providing that information, in my opinion, it's a red flag that these might have been produced by him. Now, I get people saying, oh, but he's a big seller and look at his collection and why would he ever do that? I don't fucking know. Okay? I don't know. Do you know? Why would Blake scam people? He had all the benefits, all the absolute whatnot, backpats, super strokes, whatever you want to call it, superstar advertising, everything else that he could possibly have going for him, and he was still cheating everyone. So I don't know. It's just because somebody has a lot of stuff, just because someone has a lot of money, doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't cheating, that they aren't screwing people. Maybe, I don't know, clearly whoever was doing this thought that they could get away with it, whether it was TODESTORE or whether it was the person that sold it to TODESTORE. But if TODESTORE is innocent and you should be going after the guy that screwed you, right? That makes sense to me. I don't know. Maybe he'll have a change of heart and he'll be able to provide that information and we can track down who's doing this and hopefully they didn't do it to anyone else. That sort of thing. So regardless, this is definitely an area of public concern, especially now that we have these things graded. Good job, PSA, deactivating that. In the least, if they are even the least bit concerned about this stuff, something that's that expensive, they should deactivate it. If it's something that is as concerning as that, deactivate it, have somebody send it in for review, see what happens, see what it is. Is it okay? Is it some weird anomaly? Again, the weird anomaly, I'm not saying that there isn't some card out there where the first edition stamp is like fucking, it just went wonky. It's the wrong size. It's in the wrong place. But I think it's almost certain that thing is problematic. So we have a flex post here. We're flexing the Italian Charizards from the same submission. And again, that was 21 weeks ago. There's been lots of time. It's even pinned. There's been lots of time since, but he's not posting the 3 first edition base English Charizards. Like he's posting everything here. You got a Guapolis Nidoking 8 that you're posting on your page, but you're not posting the Charizards. Like you would think you'd have them in a nice little spread like this, a triple spread like the Rayquaza. 2 of these aren't even graded. So yes, he does have a lot of valuable stuff here, but we got some concerning Zards. We got some concerning interactions. So now we have the personal profile. And yes, again, reminder, do not contact anyone. Do not. No, don't do it. Don't contact. Do not harass. Let law enforcement, let the grading companies fix this problem. I do want everyone to be warned that these are in existence, that this could be an issue. What we have here is him holding the Charizard. This is another Charizard. This is in my opinion, a real stamped Charizard that we have here. So he's showing this one off in a post. It didn't get his own post. It didn't get its own post. It wasn't on the TODESTORE. So maybe it's like a personal collection item that was sold at some point in time. Here it is here. And we can find images of this because it was sold and because there were transactions that happened. I was able to look up and find photos of it. Now, without the cert doesn't have actual photos of it, but in my opinion, this is the real deal. We can kind of see down below at the bottom here, we got the stamp is in the correct position. Looking good, looking good. We got it graded by BGS. We got a pretty decent picture of it here. Again, it's not a perfect picture, but it's good enough to see that we have the line coming down through the T. We have the line coming across through the bottom of the 1. Looks good. I'm gonna say that's the real deal there. Awesome sauceum. It was even featured in a TikTok, so I don't know if he sold it to this individual here, but this looks good. Looks like it was signed at some point in time by Arita, which is pretty cool. And that's it. That's all we got. So until we have more information, I'm hoping that somebody from Beckett will be in touch with me. I desperately need a contact. I get it. The joke is there's only like one person that works at Beckett and they can't get back to you because the same person is busy grading the cards or whatever. We had all the information linked that there was like only one Pokemon grader. Like prior to the pandemic, there was like only one guy and he was like an entry-level grader that was doing all of the Pokemon stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it is, but if Beckett would like my free work, free hours, free whatever you want to call it, advice and or ability to raise concerns in order to make them a better company, they are welcome to it. I just need a little close contact that I can quickly say like, hey, you made an oopsie here. You might want to fix this. So we'll see what they do. They usually sit on their hands, whether or not it's because there's not enough staff or whether or not it's because they just don't give a shit. Traditionally, anytime we've seen it, anytime there has been information come out about altered cards or anything of that sort, not a whole lot gets done. But this is a big one. This is important because if Beckett doesn't want to pay out, if they don't want to do anything on this, it's going to end up being like a hot potato. So for the record, this one, real. This one's real. But the other 3 Beckett's, definitely in the questionable zone, and I'm leaning towards more than likely not real. But again, I'd have to see more pictures, better pictures, and if our boy doesn't want to, Mr. Toad doesn't want to provide that information, then we gotta see if anyone sees these out in the wild. If anyone else has been, I believe they're still in TODESTORE's possession. But if anyone sees them out in the wild, please let me know. Warn the people. Warn everyone. Some dangerous stuff. Some dangerous amount of money here that can be spent on these things. Especially if there's 5 of them. That is some scary stuff. Again, I don't know why he removed the eBay one if he truly believes that it's real. I don't know if he believes that these are real. I can't tell. He's not really cooperating. But that's what I got for you today. Happy Friday. Love you guys. Join the Discord. We got the bots in there running on overdrive, notifying for restock. So if you're looking for 151 or anything of that sort, join the Discord. Set up your, you can choose the notifications that you look, if you want just Pokemon Center, if you want just Walmart, Target, whatever, you can do so. I know it's kind of counter to what I usually am doing, but I don't like the fact that there are people like behind a paywall kind of using that. Equal playing field. If they can use it, you can use it, so that everyone has a fair crack at getting those restocks when they do show up. I know it's less relevant now than it was, but you know, there's always the random product that is a little hard to get. So hopefully that helps you guys out. See you next time. Bye.